So in this video I want to talk a little bit about the different settings and levels that you can work with when it comes to using the water resistant training. So I want to talk about the concept of weight. Okay, so when you go to the gym, if you start with a lighter weight, and it's recommended that you start with a light weight just to get the body warmed up and stuff like that. And if you are working with a personal trainer, if you know what you're doing, you keep that weight going until you're at a level where you can lift heavier weight. And once that happens, you're then able to increase the weight. And then obviously with that progressive resistance, what happens is the body gets stronger over time. Okay, now that concept, that principle does apply with this, in the sense of, if I start here, it looks like about 4 centimeters in or so, or even a bit less, that equals to light weight. So when I blow into that and phonate into that, I can feel that that's quite light and that's quite easy to handle. The weight of it is easy to handle. Now this is perfect for anyone doing therapy, anyone who is just starting a warm-up. That type of weight is great for you. Anyone who's beginning, that's great weight for you. Now I need you to understand, because a lot of people make this mistake. They start using this method with the straw or tube right down the bottom. That equals to heavy weight. So imagine I go into the gym and I can only cope with 25 kg on a bench press. Okay, that's what I can actually cope with. Well, if I add another 50 kg on each side, that's going to be way too heavy for me, right? Exactly. So you have to understand that the difference between phonating down here and the difference between phonating up here, or if you have a little amount of water or a huge amount of water, is absolutely, the difference is huge. And you can only try it for yourself and see. Try actually sticking your tube this much in to a bottle of water, just like this, and feel what that's like. Then submerge it right down, and you feel that what you get is this thing of the impedance, which is that the resistance coming from the water is so much heavier that your breathing mechanism, in an accurate way, has to work harder, has to work more efficiently. Your vocal cords have to work more efficiently, and your vocal tract has to work in a different way as well, and your lips have to work in a different way in order to handle that weight. But the great benefit of that is, in the same way it is in the sports world, if you are able to increase the weight successfully and cope with it successfully, it means that your voice is getting stronger and the conditioning is optimizing. It's getting so much more efficient, and it's getting better at being able to last longer in terms of all the different vocal demands that you are engaged in. So just be aware of that, please. I would advise that you look at the different levels of exercises that I've got on the website. I've split them into beginner therapy, beginner, intermediate and advanced. And what I've done there is, on the therapy side, it's like up here. On the beginner side, it's pretty much nearly the same, just a tiny bit further in. On the intermediate side, it's about here, and you can just gauge that's probably it feels like 5 centimeters or so, maybe 6 in. And then on the advanced side, if you've got a nice big bottle like this, if you submerge that right down, that's advanced territory. So that's how I've split the exercises up. Okay, so please be aware of that if you can't cope with this type of weight, do not work at this type of weight. Keep your vocal tube high up in the water, still submerged, but handle the weight, handle it with light weight. Okay, and when you feel that is pretty easy for you and you feel like you can progress, all you've got to do is change the setting and submerge the tube a little bit deeper, and you start to feel that weight increase. and then a little bit deeper, and you'll feel that weight increase again. Now when you're operating successfully and the whole ecosystem of voice is working well, you tell me I want to hear from you how your voice feels over time. It's going to feel incredibly resilient, extremely easy and effortless to make those sounds, especially those belty sounds. It just gets easier all around. So please make sure that you are aware of that and check yourself, check what level your tube is sitting at, so that you are not working at a weight that is too heavy for you. Okay, thank you for that.